Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot nanny.
Hey everyone, welcome along to Trackside with Cockpit, Kinser and Books here on a Wednesday. We continue on our southern tours, the build up to the Rees Tour coming up March 2025. And hope you're all doing well out there and haven't been freezing up as much as most have up and down the country. We had a bit of sun today, but I know most of the country had sun. But yeah, welcome on to the Trackside with Cockpit, brought to you by the crew at GARAGE16. Books, looking to his right, looking at the front.
Oh, yeah, mate, people. Someone put you guys are late to see. Yeah, we were a little bit late today, people. With that, we just had a few minor technicalities, but we're all sorted now. So I'm sure we can get the show going properly. What was that? Aaron,
Shortland Street.
you were late. We had
Street.
We had to wait till Booker finished watching Shortland. That's not me. Sure, that's Kinser, Shortland Street. Gee, give me a hard time already. Hey, team. Mate, what a week. It's been exciting. I'm still getting excited. Each day I wake up waiting for the season to start, waiting for everything to happen. You know, there's been some interesting racing around the world as well for our Kiwis out there, you know, doing it. The All Blacks won, so that was a surprise. But yourself, Kins, you've been a busy man this week with some pretty most people know our man Kinser here is a city councillor in Potoa as well. So, but this week, mate, you've been in Ngāti and what's going on there, brother?
Yeah, I've been with the 18th coronation for the Māori King over there. Of course, we covered off a big day on the Friday. Nearly 3,000 people turned up or more on the Saturday. We had sports. I've been commentating, but a rugby and league and netball and everything like that. We had the government turn up on the Monday. We had all the Pacific Islands there yesterday. And I wrapped up today, mate, but I've made it back in time to join you on the show. I've just walked in the door about an hour ago just to freshen up. And I don't really know what's been happening in the motorsport world. I know the V8 supercars are happening, and I saw the guy from the Castrol Ford wasn't allowed into the pit bay where I think Brock Feeney was or something. Something happened there. Then I see an altercation on the corner and oh shit at the fan. So yeah, I've seen a little bit.
Yeah, and there's been some pretty interesting dirt stuff happening around the world as well. You know, very sad day over the weekend. When the passing of an absolute legend, mate. Bloomquist, is it?
Bloomquist, yes.
Yeah,
Bloomquist.
passed away in a plane accident, you know, and another great talent in this world of racing out there. And if people that watch, I mean, I know there's a lot of Kiwis here and that watch our show that also follow the likes of your modified, super dirt modifieds and late models and stuff over there in America. And he was an absolute legend driver. I mean, there's some great stuff out there now to watch that just shows you just how much talent that man had, you know, and mentorship as well for a lot of young people, which is the true. I mean, being a mentor to the young coming up through the ranks and driving in any sport, in our Speedway and anywhere, is a true sign of an absolute legend racer, isn't it, mate? You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. He was most surely, if not one of the greats of the late models. Look, we get kind of introduced here in New Zealand recently to the likes of the two guys, Jason Fager and Nicholas Bobby. They come over, you know, to the teams racing, obviously, and they both bring a wealth of knowledge of late model racing. And when you take a look at Scott, who sadly passed away only in his early 60s, like you say, tragedy in that plane crash, what he's achieved on the dirt over in America. Yeah, and it's quite ironic, you know, that you get to see a lot of coverage. You get to hear a lot about the man, and it's everywhere on social media. And social media blew up. I didn't know what to read when I saw that. Because I've been away working, like you said, and I saw that come up, and I thought, because I've seen so much stuff come up, a lot of fake stuff on social media about certain motorsport drivers sadly passing away. And I had to wait and wait and wait until I saw Bobby Pierce confirm it and a few others from over there. And I thought, oh, this is legit. I didn't know how he had died, but he had a big crash not that long ago. I remember watching that actually at a race earlier this year. Huge crash, brand new car, ripped the whole thing off. But aside from that, the guy brought so much, like you say, mentored so many young ones, had the long blonde hair to go with it as well. And yeah, definitely a sad moment for America and late
And
models. And
yeah,
yeah,
it is, mate. It's sad when you lose any of that colour. It's also, I've seen and Wayne Odden just put it up there too. Thoughts to Hadley Dixon and his family. He's
yeah,
sadly
yeah,
lost his mum to cancer, and I know exactly how he feels, mate. You know, because I lost someone close to me with cancer as well a year ago. It was like my mum, you know, and we lost our mate Richie to it. You know, it's a horrible, horrible frickin' disease. So Hadley, Dixon, our thoughts go out to you and your family in this time, and just celebrate your mum's life, mate, because that's the best thing you can do.
oh, definitely, mate, definitely. Hey, you said earlier on in the intro there about counting down to Speedway, mate. Wayne Norton has kept us in check every show on a Wednesday evening, gentlemen. 1 month till green sheeting, 36 days until mini stocks at Harrisville, and 59 days until opening night.
He's probably hanging out more than we are for the start of the season, mate. You know, it's incredible. But you know, it's tonight and the last few weeks have been all about these South Island tracks. We did it last year. We started in the South Island. We started at the bottom of the South Island last year, but this year we started at the top because that's where the Rees Tour is starting, and that's a big event this on the calendar this season. Is that Rees Tour going around to all the South Island tracks? But mate, how much fun has it been talking to these tracks so far in the South Island? I mean, anyone that's watched the previous shows, surely they've had their mouths dropped like we have with some of the things and events that these promoters that are doing down in the South Island, mate. You know, like I just seem to be looking forward to Wednesday nights to talk to these guys because so far every South Island track we've spoken to, they're just setting the standard, aren't they, in Speedway at the moment with what they got planned for this season so far. That's what we hear this year. We don't know, we haven't got to North Island yet, but you know, like it really has been an impressive start to this pre-season build-up.
Oh, 100% correct there, Books, because what they've been talking about, and we're going to touch on this around youth saloons. You know, that's, I'm guessing, the southern version of what we know up here in the North Island is the mini stock class, is an example. But also the War of Wings is huge down in the South Island. We're going to talk about the Methanol Masters a bit later on. The sprint car stuff is just massive down here. The open wheel class is huge down in the South Island. You know, and some tracks don't even run. Super stocks is an example. But yeah, just some of the events, the Bathurst stuff, just some of the events involving principals in the racing, Mike King and I Am Hope, all of the celebrity stuff. They've got it going on up and down the South Island. And I know you want to get down there and go and watch some of this. And we are going to be privileged to do this come March next year with the Rees Tour. And just to give all the fans who are watching earlier right now in the show, we do have a special show. Pete will be joining us and we'll let you know everything you'll need to know about that. That's coming up on the show.
Next
Jace
week.
from, of course, yeah, Jace from the Pits Media will be joining us. Everything you will need to know about the Rees Tour and the live streaming. He'll let you know all about that. But also, we hear wind of a lot of people who want to join the tour as well. And before we continue to catch up with our first guest from Aotea Electric Riverside Speedway, have a chat with Chris soon. Just want to say a big thank you to everyone that's jumped on board because this Friday we close off the purchasing of our shirts. Just
Yes.
want to say a big thank you to everyone that helped us and purchased the t-shirt. We look forward to catching up with you, Books and I. And if we do at the track, please, we're going to get a selfie together with our shirts on, and it'll be good to have that on social media. But I just want to say thank you to everyone. First, a big shout out Wayne Alton, Aaron Ferguson, Ellie O'Brien, Mark Goodman. Who else we got here? Kerry Russ, Madu Goodley, Mike Harvey. I see he was out there at the Huntley swap meet on the weekend in the wet conditions. Thomas Scott, B-Man Walker. Who else we got here?
I see
Devin
Hadley's watching
Gilmore.
now too. So Hadley,
Yeah.
condolences, mate. Our thoughts are with you. So yeah.
Corbin Burke, Lars from Oz. Who else we got here? Brian England, David Peary, Scott Honeybone, John Northover. What do we got? Connor Orkram, Ian Wilson, Paul Mason, Chris Hislop, Hadley's watching, like you said, books. And I'll go through the rest later on. Yeah, there's Jace Gutteridge. That Jace guy's a dick. That's Jace. Yeah, that's Jason. That's the Jason. Oh, well. Hey, there's Jace. You got to have him on the show. He's got heaps going on. Anyway, we better head to Riverside Speedway, bring in the man of the moment. He started racing around the track. Now he wears the big man's pants in the biz at the moment. Chris is with us. Hey, Chris, welcome to the show.
How you going, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Awesome,
Good,
mate.
good, mate. Mate, so you were telling us off there, it started in youth saloons, and how was that time in the seat?
Yeah, I did. Way back in 07, 08. It was pretty cool. We didn't have many numbers back then, but hey, Dad bought me a car, so yeah, excited to race it. Yeah.
How long you been in the president role?
This will be my second year as president. Be about the fifth year on committee.
Did you ever envision yourself sitting there being the pres of the track?
No, I didn't really. It was just one of those things that no one else wanted to do, so someone had to step up, and yeah, had to do it.
Mate, I just want to get to the point here around the volunteers that make the track work. You know, every track we're spoken to, especially with what we're doing around the build up to the Rees Tour, you cannot do without the volunteers. So many people put in so much time, so much effort as well. You know, maybe a bit of financial side of things towards it, but they just give their time to be part of the track.
Yeah, definitely. I think most speedways in New Zealand would be buggered without their volunteers. We have a handful of guys that spend countless hours out there, and a lot of people don't see that. They just think you turn up to racing on Saturday and, you know, everything's done and you just go through scrutineering and race your car and go home. They don't realise the time and hours that people put in, whether it's mowing the lawns or, you know, making sure everything's going. It's everything. Without volunteers, we'd be screwed. I know we would be.
Yeah. So just to clarify with some of our viewers, you know, like you say, a lot of them turn up as spectators, but for day to day, when it comes to racing and setting up the track and they'll prepare those who do the track preparation, what does a typical Saturday, what time does that start for you, mate? Or for any of the volunteers?
Well, I'm normally one of the first people there at Speedway. We get there as early as we can, I guess, depending what you're doing the night before. And just getting everything set up, getting vehicles out, make sure everything's filled up, make sure the track's getting water on it, just getting everything sorted, getting the gate sorted, the FPOS sorted, just everything that you need to run a meeting. Luckily, we've got a good team. I've got a good team everyone's got a job and people get stuff done. So it's good. So
what time do you get home on a Sunday after midnight?
No, not always. Some days.
That's good.
We don't normally run that late. Like last year, most of our meetings start at like sort of 2:00 and we'll be finished by, 6, 7 o'clock, apart from like the fireworks meeting and stuff like that.
Do you find starting at that time, if it's a hot day, how does your track hold up? Because a lot of those days of meetings that start at that time generally have trouble with the water getting on the track and sticking there with a hot day. Do you guys come across that starting that early, or you've got used to it now from doing it so long?
Yeah, we do find that. So we don't have lights, so we don't have any other option.
Oh, okay.
Right. Gotcha.
So, but yeah, we do find that. But it's one of those things, a lot of people talk about lights, and some people come to me and say, I love coming here because you start early, you finish early, you get home early. So people that travel from Dunedin, Cromwell, wherever, they can get home. We could be finished by 6, 7 o'clock and they could be home,
Yeah.
Where if I know myself, I go to Dunedin or Cromwell, time you race, have prize giving, have a beer, have a yarn, you don't get home until 2, 3 in the morning, So it's one of those things. Lights would be cool, but then, yeah, we will look at it eventually.
Yeah. So moving off that, oh, sorry, kids. But moving off that, you talked earlier about you got a new track. Is it this season?
Yeah, so there's been a heap of work going in this off season for our track. So our biggest complaint last year was the track. It just kept running up and it just wasn't working. So we had a good track team in the off season, do a heap of work. We've got new foundation, new base, new clay. So it's pretty much going to be a whole new surface. So it should be pretty good. Looking forward to it.
So with the new surface, a lot more to learn again now with those hot days?
Yeah, but it should all work now. We've had a lot of people come and go throughout the years, and it just, some things work, some didn't. But like anything, the track work and the track prep is a thankless job. You make one mistake or make one bad track, you're the worst man out there. People don't see the hours and hours and hours that you actually spend trying to fix it for free. You know, we're all volunteers, but the track man always gets the raw end of the deal.
Yeah,
but it's everyone's on the same track. It's that old yarn, but yeah, hopefully this year will be bigger and better, and we've got some titles, so we need it to be.
All right, mate. Let's get into it. Then let's talk about the race dates for the season 24-25. It all starts October 12, 2 o'clock, like you say. It's the opening trophy, double points for all grades.
Yep. So last year we had our opening meeting and double points, which we always do, but we didn't have any trophies. So this year we've decided to run a open night champs for all grades. So it's something to run for, I guess. It makes those guys motivated to make opening meeting.
No, you're right. They've done a bit of work on the off season and get their cars all ready. But also the other big one, like you said, it's popular. It was a ILT Fireworks Extravaganza. We're talking November 9th. You got the Southern Sprint Car Series, Saloon Chance, BSP's Production, Street Stocks, and Stock Cars. So that's another big not to miss.
Yeah, definitely. So our fireworks is one of our biggest crowd pullers for, well, just families. Everyone loves fireworks. We get a good support from the ILT, Invercargill Licensing Trust. Last year we had an awesome fireworks display. We had a new fireworks team come on, and it was awesome. The amount of people that raved about it, and he's actually managed to pick up a lot more work around the town. So he's actually doing a fireworks display this weekend for Rugby Park with the Stags. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, it's a big one for us with the sprint cars as well. Mm-hmm. We had them last year for 2 rounds, but 1 round got rained out, so that was a bit of a bummer. Doesn't normally rain down here, so. So yeah, no, we're looking forward to that, and the sprint cars back. That's always a big crowd puller as well.
Yeah,
we don't normally run them, so.
So do you are you a big fan of your Southland team, are you? Or?
The Southland team of what?
The rugby?
Thanks.
Rugby? Oh, not really. I'm not much of a rugby fan.
Well, that's good. That wrecked that there for me then, didn't it? I was about to just rub in that the Magpies held their shield and beat them last weekend.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't even watched it, mate. Yeah, sorry. That won't work on me.
Oh. There you go. He's one-sided. He's always bloody one-sided.
Yeah, I'm like that when I watch everything.
Hey, let's roll into December. Quite a busy month, obviously, as you wrap up the year and head towards Christmas. You've got the Brian FM South Island Saloon Series productions coming up. Tri-Series Best Pair Saloons. Then the 13th South Island Stock Car Chance the following night. Carry on the double header there, plus the Southland Youth Saloon, 6 shooters, and you got the Christmas Chance. But the big one there, obviously, is the Stock Car Champs.
Yeah, definitely. The Saloon Series was awesome last year. We had the last round on a Sunday. So that was pretty cool. See some saloons from all over the place. And yeah, the South Island Stock Car Champs will be cool. 2 days. We haven't got a format yet because it all depends on entries, but we've had some interest from North Island. So that'll be pretty cool. See a bit of Biffo from the North Island come down and try and take it, I suppose. But yeah, so that'll be pretty cool.
So what kind of numbers are you kind of looking at this early stage, or what would you predict you could kind of expect there on the 13th and 14th?
Like all up for numbers for the title?
Stockies. Yeah, stockies,
yeah. I've got no idea. Like, we wanted to have it early enough so people were still fresh. And we didn't want to get too far into December where it gets too close to Christmas and the New Zealand's and stuff like that. I know Woodford Glen have got their big 50th meeting the weekend prior.
Yeah.
So it depends how many you get from Christchurch. I know Christchurch have got a lot of stock cars, but between Invercargill, Cromwell, Dunedin, and the rest of the south, it would be cool to get a big field of them.
Cool as. Yeah, and like you said, the Southland Youth Saloon, and we found out all about the youth saloons last week. And mate, how popular is this class, and how much is it growing down in the South Island?
Yeah, it's huge now. Like when I started, we had 6 cars, and it was only Invercargill. And And yeah, last year we had 23 Invercargill cars. So you throw 20 Dunedin cars in the mix as well. We had to split them into 2 groups, where it was just unheard of. It was just chaos. We had I can't remember how many newbies we had last year. It was like 10 or 12 newbies. It was something ridiculous. So it was cool. And we've got a pretty good success rate with people carrying on into the adult grades. I think there was 3 or 4 that have aged out from last season coming into the new season. Some of them are going to 6-shooters, some of them are going to saloons, some of them are going to stock cars. Like, it's pretty cool to see that it carries on and they're going into the adult grades.
Now, I've heard a lot of good feedback from definitely a lot of saloon car drivers up and down the country about coming to race down the Edgewood track, particularly, just a good track, the good racing. And like you said at the start, the early start, you wrap it up early and how they can do what they can do with their crew and family, etc. Just some real good feedback. You do have the Christmas champs after Christmas on the 28th. When we roll on through, this is one of your big ones into January 24-25. It is the New Zealand Saloon Grand Prix. And the best pair 6-shooters, as I said in that intro there, saloon cars just love racing down there at Riverside.
Yeah. So we've got the Saloon GP. We do have it a week prior to the New Zealand's in Dunedin. So we were pretty limited to when we could run it because we wanted to catch some of the North Island cars. So, some people might not want to do it because they might not want to risk damaging their car for the next weekend or whatever. But I've seen some pretty wrecked cars get fixed overnight at army teams. So if you can't fix it in a week, you're not motivated, I guess. But
Not motivated.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? So we couldn't have it the weekend after because that's Palmy teams, and half of our team, half of our committee wouldn't be there, so the place wouldn't run. So we did it the week prior, and it is what it is.
Yeah. Hi, other classes are running a GP and a championship back to back as well, so it's just part of motorsport. If you're going to compete, especially at the top level, and you want to have a go at the GP, let alone the NZ, so why not? If you're going to head down to where it is and be part of that, back yourself and get yourself prepared. Obviously, if you can, exactly. For the following weekend and race the NZs. Samantha Kiss, evening, Papa Smooth and Mr. Booker. How are you, Sam? What do we got here? Jason Gutter says, sort your camera FFS, Chris. That's Jason saying.
Oh, yeah. Camera on my laptop. I haven't got flash gear like you, Jason. Maybe you could give me a new laptop.
I'll just say, thanks, Elmo, for the audio thing. I think, Bevan, it's at your end, the audio cutting in and out. I think it's your end. I don't think anyone else is having audio problems. So I just did a check and it all seems okay. So.
Well, cool. It's all going good there as well. So, no problems. Everyone seems to be fine. Audio is mint. All right, cheers. Mate, we'll move on through to, that was January done. February, South Island Champs, just the one meeting in Feb 15. South Island Champs, street stock cars, and the productions.
Yeah. So we just South Island Champs meeting. So it should be pretty cool. South Island Champs stock cars and streeties normally always pretty cool when you get some out of towners trying to take it away. So yeah.
So what's the bigger class for you guys down there? Is it streeties the bigger class for you guys down there than the stock cars?
We were always heavily streeties, but lately it's been more stock cars.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
South Island's
I don't know numbers for this coming season.
Yeah.
I know that I know the streeties have picked up a bit again, but I haven't seen anything number wise from stock cars, so it'd be close. Yeah.
Cool. Only reason I asked that, Chris, is that a few of the other tracks we talked to are more predominantly street stocks than earlier tracks than stock cars, So, and obviously the production saloons. New saloons, sorry.
The streeties are the premium grade, so it would be cool to have more, but yeah.
Premium grade. I can see you and Peter Rees having a fun chat when he gets down there.
We're going to talk about the Rees too, because that's coming up at the end of March, but the first one is on the 8th of March. Scott Gordon 6-shooter Memorial. You've got the Southern Sprint Car Series, and you've got the Saloon Best Pairs.
Yep, so it's a final round of the Southern Sprint Car Series, and we're running it as like an open wheel sort of meeting with the 6-shooter Memorial. That's normally pretty big as well. He was a pretty big influence to start in that grade at Riverside. So it's normally a waiting list to get into that event. I know it was last season. So yeah, it's always pretty cool. You get a good field, about 26 shooters, and then you have the sprint cars as well. It's a pretty cool open wheel meeting. And then the following meeting, the Rees Tour will be all stock cars, super stocks. So yeah.
And you might see another. You might see modifieds too. To be fair.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the classics too.
And the classics, classic stock cars.
Yeah.
The classic stock cars. But how big is this for your track and for you guys, having the Rees Tour being part of this? Look, Pete's been working on this for some time now. It didn't happen last year. We all know that. But it's definitely on, and you guys are scheduled for the 22nd. How big is this going to be for you and the committee and everyone down there at the track?
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge for us. Last time they were here, 17, 18, it was huge. I was just a spectator then, and it was amazing. To see super stocks at our club is amazing. Last year we had the 1NZ super stock cruising around our track. Like, you just don't. It's just unheard of to have it down here. Like a lot of people, they see them on TV and they see the live streams and they think, oh, that's cool. But when they hear them, like a full field of them, the jaw drops and they get all excited. And they wonder why people, fly everywhere to watch them, because it's just, it is what it is.
It is quite impressive, isn't it, Christian? You get a full field of super stocks, take off from a standing start. It just makes you just get goosebumps, eh? I mean, the whole vibration goes straight through you. Yeah.
So it's going to be awesome. I know last year was awesome. They did some pretty cool stuff last year, the committee and the promotions team. It would be cool to do some of that stuff again, but I don't know if we'd get away with it twice. But we're looking forward to it. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
You ever been to the World 240s at Rodas?
No, I haven't. I really want to go. It's on the bucket list. With myself and a couple of mates, we've got a bit of a kitty, and we travel all over the country looking at super stocks, but we're going to Palmy again because I got outvoted. I wanted to go to World 240s, but the boys wanted to go to Palmy teams. So I might go to World 240s next year. So
listen,
we'll try.
that event that I went 2 seasons ago, I'd watched it plenty of times on stream, the 240s, but I'd never been. And we did a show 2 seasons ago, and we did a build-up show for the 240s, and we had Stan and Sonia come on and talk to us, and we said we're going to come, and it was my first time and at the 240s, and Stan and Sonia were just amazing to us. They looked after us. They're just fantastic. They were fantastic people, and the whole track, Rotorua track's fantastic track, and still is. Yeah. And that first corner when you're sitting on turn 1 and they take off, mate, at the 240s. I've been at some big speedway events, don't get me wrong, but it was nothing like the 240s first corner. 26 cars on that, and you think on qualifying night, you think, geez, these guys are going, Yeah. And then you get to the finals night, and it's like they go up another 40, 50 mile an hour. It's just incredible, the step up, So, mate, if you can get there, tell your mates, there's nothing like it, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah, but maybe next year.
But teams is obviously the pinnacle to watch, isn't it, at the end of the day, I suppose.
Look, Jace is watching, mate. Tell Jace you got a ride, jump in his van, come up.
Is there any room in that van? I thought it's a 1-seater, isn't it? For all his gear in the front.
Most probably, He's watching it. Yeah, rattles my wee little cage, it does. But yeah, you're right. Those are kind of, when you're talking super stocks, mate, some of the pinnacle events, 240s and Palmy teams, it's a must do. Yeah, hey, one day, mate, we'll catch up at the 240s, but no doubt we'll catch up in February at Palmy teams. And to wrap up your season, it's the Demolition Derby, May 3rd, and the Memorial Meeting.
Yep. So we'll have annual Demo Derby.
Yep.
And possibly the Teams Derby as well that we put on every year. I know the derbies are sort of starting to drop off around the country. I know last year, like when I was doing derbies, we were having 80, 100 cars. I think last year we had like 15 or 16 cars. So I think derbies are going to become extinct eventually. But so, yeah, we'll have another derby. We've got our memorial meetings as well, which are pretty cool, our stock car and Strudy ones. So that's always a good end of season kicker. So,
When you guys do a derby, do you also do a street race for the derby guys?
yeah,
You do?
we do
Yep.
a race. Yeah, what gives the guys the they've still got to buy a day license, they've still got to get all their race gear. It gives the guys the whole package. And a lot of people go, that was pretty cool. I might buy a production or I might buy a stock car. And a lot of people did start in derbies. I've heard a lot of people say they started in derbies and then got hooked, got the bug.
Well,
And,
a story I got told, a true story, was old Mark Grocup, Fluffy, went to the Speedway track to do a derby, and they wouldn't let him do it because his car was too strong. So he entered it in the street stocks.
All right.
And that's what started him racing at Speedway.
Yeah.
So you're right. The derbies do create more drivers to come through as well once they get that bug on the track,
Yeah, definitely.
Books. Enter your camper in the derby books.
Who
You
said
can rest
that?
halfway through it if you get tired. You know who said that, man.
I might get tired getting out the pit gate, Jace.
Put yourself in the caravan derby. Mate, I'm just looking at your website here. Sponsors, it's just a list, and we don't have all night to go through it all, but you can't do without the support of your sponsors. There's so much information, race stage results, classes, officials, your gallery, your contacts, downloads. But I'll pick a particular looking at this one because they're given generously to use.
Yeah, definitely. The website's awesome. Daryl does a lot of that. Dale Shuttleworth, he does a lot of our promotion stuff. I know that he hates it, but you do a good job, Daryl. So we'll keep you on for another year. We've got a lot of sponsors, a lot of people that help out, a lot of people that help out in the background. Even you, Jace, you help me out heaps. Definitely would be buggered without our sponsors.
Okay, mate. Any other words you want to say before we wrap it up with you this evening, Chris?
No, I think we've covered most things. We want to talk about tonight. Just looking forward to a good season. And thanks for having me on.
I'll just get one more thing in there before we finish up talking to you, mate. All the other tracks have talked about it. Pete's talked about it. So there'll be camping allowed on the Rees Tour at the Riverside Speedway.
Yeah, for sure. We've just got a new control tower built, and underneath it's got all new toilets, showers, all that sort of stuff. So we've got a pretty good place to camp. So,
and are you allowing tents as well, like everyone else, or is that a no-no?
Yeah, I don't see a problem having tents. Just
okay, cool.
Put them behind someone's trailer where they'll get run over.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of there's a lot of public that are traveling on the tour as well. You see, so. I think it's going to be like a big family affair of drivers and public and mingling and just a really good time, and we're saying here, like if you are tenting, remember to take your rubbish away, people. It's not up to the track to clean up after you. It's up to us to clean up our mess at the track. Would they give us the privilege of staying there? Then we need to take our own rubbish away. So if you're watching and you are looking at camping, there is a few that are going to do camping in tents. Just remember, your rubbish goes with you. It doesn't stay at the track.
Yeah, it's pretty. I think most people are pretty good, pretty realistic. So, but we've got a good facility now. So camping's
awesome,
all good.
Awesome, mate. Hey, Chris, Books and I look forward to catching with you come end of March, heading down to your little track down the bottom of the south, and we can't wait for it to get down there. And the hospitality that everyone's showing towards us throughout the show as part of the build-up to the Rees Tour, and not forgetting to it's the Paul Vasey farewell as well. So, we're looking forward, mate, to catching up and having a good chat with you, and having a look around the track. And no doubt Jace will catch up with us as well. So I do say thank you for joining us tonight. And Jace says, clean the lens on your camera next time with your laptop.
I tried that.
That's right. We're all going to Jason's for a party after the meeting in Invercargill, mate.
Yes. He's got a good bar, I heard.
He does. He's got a good man shed, mate. Got a good man shed.
Yeah, sweet. All right. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Hey, thanks, Chris. Awesome. We appreciate it, mate. And we wish you all the best for the start of your season. And we look forward to catching up in March, mate.
Yeah, sweet.
Awesome. Cheers.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you later.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Here we go. Riverside Speedway, one of many South Island tracks, part of the Rees Tour coming up in March of 2025. Kinser and Booker here on your Wednesday. This is TRACKSIDE with Kokpit, brought to you by GARAGE16. We do carry on, but mate, we're excited, aren't we?
Oh, mate, I'm looking forward to the South Island tour like you wouldn't believe, to be fair. We not only get to watch probably some fantastic racing and visit some amazing tracks, but we get to see that beautiful country of ours in the South Island, you know, and I just, mate, if anything else happens in this Speedway season, as long as I get to do that, I'd be a happy man, you know, and get to go to all these tracks as well that we haven't been to. Like, the only track I've been to in the South Island has been Woodford Glen, and that was years ago for the end of the last Rees Tour. I've been and looked at Riverside because Jace took me there. This is where the track is, you know. So getting in that South Island, going to all these tracks, you know, is just going to be next level, mate. Next level.
Oh, looking awesome people down there. So they're wonderful people down in the south. Hey, let's head over to Cromwell and catch up. Casey's joined us. We got there in the end. Casey, welcome to the show, mate.
How you doing? Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah.
Mate, you gotta love technology, isn't it a brilliant bloody thing?
No, cracker, yeah.
It sounded a bit different to the earlier when you were saying
I thought it better try and be a wee bit PC on it.
Mate, what's been happening on the off season with you guys? You know, we spoke with Chris. They've done a fair bit around their track and other preparation down there. What's been going on with yous during the off season?
Well, down at Cromwell, it's a bit hard over the winter there. If you get to sort of below 0 degrees, you don't really want to get out and doing too much around the track. So pretty hot summers, but the old winters get a bit of a still good days, but pretty low temps. So we don't. We're just about to start cracking into some working bees in the next couple of weeks, actually. So done a lot of off season the year before. This year's just a general. Going around the facilities and tidying up a few things, a bit of painting and bits and pieces. So, we did track surface last year. It's going to give that a bit of a spruce up again this coming weeks. So it'll be good.
Cool. Bit of TLC around, doesn't go too far, eh, mate? You know, just get out there, slap a bit of paint on, make it look brand new. It looks all good. Let's get into it, ready to rock and roll Speedway season. But you know, you can't do it without the committee members and all those volunteers that put themselves out there. You can't do it without it. And like anything, you can't do it without volunteers.
No, 100%. Like, and it's, to going on what Chris was saying earlier, the volunteers, we struggle for them. We're a destination track. There's a lot of us who actually live 2.5 hours away from the track. So I live actually just down the road from Chris, and a half an hour away from Chris, actually. So, but yeah, it was 5 years ago. I had a year off, and then they wanted to get stock cars sort of going in Cromwell, and it was just a great opportunity to have 3 southern tracks nice and close together. So we contracted there and sort of built the grade, and now it's just made it a bit easier for travelling. So, but yeah, do a fair bit of travelling outside of Speedway, obviously committee meetings, and just becoming the president this year. So it's you're always up and down the road a fair bit. So it's, we really heavily rely on volunteers quite massively, so we couldn't do it without them. So, big shout out if there's anyone of our volunteers listening. It's we do really appreciate it. It's been great. So,
wow, it kind of puts that in the perspective, doesn't it? When you add the kilometers and everything that's involved in making your track operate and work, and hey, if anyone wants to volunteer, living a lot closer than 2.5 hours if they're in and around there. I know I'm asking those who are already volunteers. They seem to put their hands up all the bloody time. But if you want to show a bit of love to the track, get out there and be part of this. What are your hours for operation? Is Chris said 2 o'clock? What's the hours for you to race?
So we try and do it in the evening, because obviously through the summer up there is 30 odd degrees we can get to. So some pretty intense heat, and that track can burn off pretty quick if we do a midday. Sort of the later ones are, end of the season we get a bit earlier, just because it gets a bit chillier at night. So yeah, we just try and do the nights as much as we can. Mid-afternoons just don't work for us.
Should be worried
With
about
the-
that sort of heat coming down there. A big fat man like myself, I'll bloody struggle, won't I? Shivers. Holy heck, 30 plus degrees.
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
we got some cold beers
Yeah,
when we
no.
get down there after the racing.
Yeah, no, we love always have a cold beer floating around. There's no two ways about that, mate.
Ah,
So, yeah, no, it definitely
Oh.
gets warm. It's the cars don't like it sometimes, but
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's an interesting point, isn't it? I mean, like if your outside temperature's already at 30 odd plus degrees, you got to keep a bloody a race car cool at the same time. It's not as easy, is it?
yeah, I mean some of those peak days are like probably 34 to 35 degrees. You know that we get through this Christmas. Mm.
That's during the day. So how cold and how quick does the actual temperature drop when you're watching nighttime racing? You know, when you get to the peak 34, 35. So how fast does it really drop for those who come in on this tour to get ready and to adjust? You know, they might be sitting around in their shorts and singlet all of a sudden, and all of a sudden, holy hell, the temperature just crashes real quick. Like shit, I'm gonna go put some longs on and a jacket.
Look, March will cool off a little bit early, you know, during the night. But it won't be March. Like it's probably more April when it starts to get really cool. So I think we'll be fine at March. So be good.
Poor Fox is
Yeah,
gonna
I was
be
like,
struggling,
"Bugger."
mate.
Gonna make sure I lose enough weight before the Rees Tour starts.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Hey, we'll get into your Central Summer Speedway calendar. You've got the burnout competition getting underway next month. Actually, it's not that far away. It's just over 4 weeks away, 28th of September.
Yeah. So we try and run it every year on the same weekend as the Blossom Festival, which is in Alexandra, just down the road, half an hour down the road, and they do a bit of a Blossom Festival, and then we get for the crowd to come up to us and get a good crowd for the burnouts. And there's always a few bogans out there love burning a bit of rubber, so too hard to get the numbers. So yeah.
I might have to go down the road to Hamilton and tell some of those ones to head down there sometimes so they can get themselves.
Yeah. So send them down. It's a good pad down there. So. Yeah.
And something else we've discovered, Books and I too, is with the South Island Tracks, they run a Bathurst event, and yours is on the 5th of October.
Yeah, yep. And it's been going. I couldn't even tell you how many years, but we've done it for numerous years now, and it's always a good fun day. You know, get a good group of mates. You get in and have always try and get the first drive in, because normally one of those old cars they sort of let go and the motor will let go. So you might, if you're the last driver, you might miss out. You might pay your way, and it's yeah. So you try and get the first drive, but no, it's a great bit of a fun day, and just to get the season underway, really. Yeah.
Cool. Obviously in October towards the end of October, sprint cars open wheel class is massive down in the south. You've got the Southern Sprint Car Series, an opening night.
Yeah, so opening night's actually our Central Otago Champs. So we run, a lot of people sort of asked the question 2 years ago why we run it, our champs on the opening night. The reason is, and I think Chris alluded to it before, was gives people motivation to get their car ready to go and give something a good crack at the start of the season, So, that's why we do it. And then, the Southern Sprint cars were always a big thing for us. The big open wheels has been predominantly that for the many years. It's where it sort of started. So we've got a couple of rounds of those, and obviously we'll talk about the War of the Wings after. But
yeah.
So,
I want to gather from you, Casey, Cromwell, tight corner one part there, big open corner at the other end. What speeds and how fast are some of these sprint car boys going in Gill section?
I couldn't even tell you, actually, Kinser. It's that's some of them. It's like you actually wonder how they get around it. Actually, how they nearly hit the pit gate, and it's coming out of two. But that's pretty crazy in a stock car. Like, you can't leave yourself open too wide. So he's pretty lethal. It's a pretty one of a kind track, in old Cromwell.
Yeah, it definitely is, and we're going to talk more about that, obviously, with the big event at the end of it. We talk sprint cars was massive with the Methanol Series. Hey, like you said, November, just the one event there, Southern Sprint Car Series, 23rd of November.
Yep. Yeah, so we're running that in conjunction with a bit of an open night, open wheeler night. So just trying to get some other grades, just all the open wheel, big wheels come down and just run. But the majority of that one. So, and again, the Southern Sprint cars, they done that for many years as well, you know, and they follow the 3 Southern tracks around, you know, and get a good following around that too. So that's good.
I love the quote here. The biggest and baddest machines roar into town. We're talking about the thunder under the mountain. How cool is that? Thunder under the mountain. That is real cool. 7th December, mate. That's a cool line.
Yeah. So just obviously the saloons and super saloons and bits and pieces. Just trying to really build the super saloons and promote them a little bit more. You know, it's I know the North Island's getting a lot more of those sort of cars up there now, and so just trying to really push them for down here. You know, they go bloody good around their track at home. Those super saloons. We talk about super stocks. Those super saloons go good around there too. So.
Yeah, I've heard a few super saloon drivers talk about your track, and particularly when these saloons are at these super saloons. And I remember talking to Mark Osborne about it, and yeah, just some of the stuff he was doing when he was on the loud pedal. Hey, obviously in December, I see, you got the South Island Sprint Car title, the Ron Spriggs Christmas Showdown 29th, but also the following night, as we alluded to see the year out, the Hydraulic War, the Wings. A couple of big nights here, mate.
Yeah, so last year we went back to 3 nights over the Christmas break, which again puts a lot of stress on some volunteers. You know, it's bloody hard and everyone's trying to get away for holiday. But if we run 7 grades on a night over Christmas, we can end up with over 150 cars in the pits.
Shit.
You know, yeah, because everyone, again, the destination track, they all come down for a holiday, time away, bring their cars, do a bit of racing, bits and pieces. And then you also got other grades that, you know, we try and get the street stocks in as much as we can as well, because they love going there backwards and bits and pieces too. So you're trying to, you know, accommodate for a lot of grades. So we went away and from the 2 nights and went to the 3 last year. And you look, it worked well. The Ron Spriggs, obviously, you know, founder and of the club, and pretty massive, you know, what he's done for Cromwell up there and bits and pieces. So I think the South Island Sprint cars will be good, you know, tying with the War of the Wings as well. We'll definitely get some good numbers for that event. So, yes. And then we also run a tri-series between Invercargill, Dunedin, and yes, ourselves with the stock cars. So over the 3 tracks, we try and combine points, whoever's keen. So, yeah, that's bloody good.
Right, that's a lot going on, before the end of the year. You know, from the start of September, where you're having a bit of fun there, and you got your burnouts, your Bathursts, you got a lot of sprint car meetings, you got a lot of other classes racing. But, mate, that's a pretty full-on agenda for the start of the season, right through before we even say Happy New Year. You know, that's pretty full on, mate.
Yeah, and then obviously we say a bit of Happy New Year, and we jump into the ones that are keen to race on the 1st, and some sorry faces around on the 1st, but we always make sure that it's pretty safe. So yeah, but it's again another great day, and you know we heavily rely on those events, that Christmas and especially the Easter events. You know, being holiday destination, we get a lot of people travel to watch. You know, from the North Island, from overseas even, will come over for a holiday and come and watch. So it's bloody good, eh?
How cool is that? You know, enjoy Christmas out there, family and friends, just have a big feed, relax out, go and watch some racing for a couple of nights, and then have a New Year's Day as well. You know, enjoy it.
Yeah, no, and it's good enough. We've I don't know if you've seen much of the Cromwell and what it look. You know, we've got the big embankment. You know, you can park cars on it, and it's pretty laid back. It's pretty good atmosphere. You know, we still allow having a few beers in there as well, so you know we make sure that it's trying to not bring glass and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just and we don't want idiots obviously, but yeah, it's just a good relaxing time to go and cure a hangover, I think.
with the roar of an engine, love it, mate. 10th and 11th of January, the Aotea Production Cup, and you got the V6s, Rolling Thunder as well. So a couple of big nights here as well. In the start of 2025.
Yeah, look, the production's, you know, pretty big in Cromwell. then they run this Aotea Production Cup last year in conjunction with the New Zealand Super Saloons. I'm actually not here in January. I leave just after the first. I'm going to the Wellington, New Zealand's for the stock cars. So we'll hand the reins over to the team down there, and I'm sure they'll be capable enough to run that meeting. So, but yeah, and then having the 6 shooters, with the V6 Rolling Thunder. I think, like Chris said, good numbers in those 6 shooters. It's a good growing class, for people to sort of step into and progress through into whatever else they want. So, we probably got, there's 15 or 16 of them contracted to us. So, yeah,
Cool.
so
Cool.
it's good.
Hey, I'm glad to be talking about the Daryl Ainsley Memorial coming up in February. Just the one event schedule, 22nd. A guy that's given so much, an honour of course, Daryl, and that as well. Served as president, I say, 2016 to 2018. But how good is this meeting, to pay tribute to a man that's done so much, especially down in the south and for the Super Saloon class and so forth.
Yeah, look, I didn't get. I met Daryl. I was on the odd occasion before I actually contracted to Cromwell. Great guy. Always had time for you to, have a yarn, and he was always the first one there to have a beer afterwards. I can guarantee you that, and probably the last one to leave as well. So, he was a great man and a great club man. Do anything for anyone. Pretty sad, with what happened, and his family still comes and watches a lot and bits and pieces. His niece and nephew, they've just finished racing in the last couple of years, and but they still come along and support where they can and stuff like that. So yeah, he's good. And again, promoted the saloons and the super saloons pretty good when he was racing. So he's here. So yeah.
Hey, talking about what we're doing is part of our show here on TRACKSIDE with Kokpit. It's the Rees Tour, and it's part of the promotion of this, mate. Be excited to get to Cromwell, like Chris was saying, the super stocks racing down there. You're going to have them at your track and modified stock cars. You've got your own other classes there, even classics, mate. This is going to be massive on the 24th of March.
Yeah, look, it's yeah, it is 100%. Like, I was at the Speedway NZ AGM, caught up with Pete, a couple of good yarns and bits and pieces. I think 2006, we had Superstock here this year, actually, just half a dozen of them, but 2006 we had the GP there. It was 2006. And it was huge for the Superstocks there, So in the last Rees Tour, they were meant to come, but it ended up getting rained off, and we never get a rain off, and it's so it was a bit of a shame they sort of get to miss. But yeah, so we're obviously running it on a Monday, it was meant to be the Tuesday or the Wednesday, but Monday's actually Targa anniversary day, so it sort of helps with volunteers, and obviously Pete's pretty keen to do that too, and we got some pretty good facilities again for camping. Awesome. So we're going to accommodate all that sort of stuff, and we camp at the track most weekends, me and a few people as well. So hey, look, well, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great. I actually had snapped tailbone the last time he was here, so I couldn't do it. So hopefully this year I can get in the seat and race a few rounds of it. So that'd be good.
Okay, good
Awesome.
on. Yeah, that's good.
That's
Looking
cool.
forward to Yeah, and like Books alludes to, make sure if you're going to be there and camping there, you pick up your rubbish and do the, tidy Kiwi thing as well. And that's on every track as part of this tour. Why not save everyone else picking up your rubbish if a bin's only like a couple of meters away? Don't be lazy, pick it up or drop it in. It's just there.
Yeah, and that's all we ask for, eh? Like, it's just a bit of a respect thing, I know a lot of tracks are accommodating this for the camping side of it, but we camp at the track most weekends. There's always someone camping there, So it's, we don't want to lose that privilege. That's So yeah.
Yep. I just want to quickly say too, Bill Kavanagh. I monitoring the show, so I look to the right at another screen. That's why I'm looking right all the time. I'm monitoring the show and making sure everything's tickety-boo, and you guys get to see exactly what we want you to see without it crashing. So, So Bill's just asking
So
kids,
just-
what do Booker keep looking at the right?
Oh,
And when it looks like I'm looking at Kinser, so I'm actually trying to look through Kinser's ears to see if I can see through the other side.
Who was asking that?
Bill
Oh,
Kavanagh.
Bill. Yeah. Bill, honestly, mate, he's just monitoring his subs on his OnlyFans page. Just throw that out there. Someone else would have said something else different, but I'll keep it PC. Easter and King of Cromwell, 18th and 20th of April, mate.
look, again, it's another massive weekend. Just get so many cars. Just again, want to come that long weekend or extra long weekend. 4 or 5 days. Come down. We get the pits are pretty full. The grades still want to, extra grades want to try and come and race as well, but you can only do so much. You don't want a meeting to rack on and for hours. So, yeah, it's a bloody good weekend actually. To sort of wind down the season and catch up again with some good mates and enjoy a couple of cold ones.
Mate,
Always good.
yeah, definitely. Look, your last one that wraps it up was huge during the season just gone. Get the legends of those well-known names in the sprint car ranks, and when you created a series with a lot of work done behind the scenes, the emotions, I saw some of this on the Pits media stream. I was just thankful it got underway and they had the caliber of drivers who've given so much to their particular cars in the sport that we love, Speedway. Methanol Madness and the Metal Madness, 26th of April. I tell you what, mate, you twisted my arm and leg. I'm quite tempted to bloody fly down and check this out because it looked brilliant. What a bloody show that was. It was huge.
Yeah, look, I don't really know where to start with it. It was, I think it blew everyone away, really. Just the work that went in behind the scenes again, like it was a lot involved, but Tony Casey was one of the ones that sort of started and got it off the ground and ran running and promoted that and phone calls after phone calls to get drivers and bits and pieces down, and it paid off like massively. We've got people ringing now, yep, we're coming. I was at the AGM again in Palmy, and people are like, yep, we're coming down, we're bringing 2 cars down to it, and so, yeah, where does it stop now? Because you can't, I don't know. It was massive. It was huge. And again, big shout out to everyone involved to win the promotional event of the year at the awards night. Was just absolutely fantastic. So well done to all that was involved with that. We just build on it this year and make it even bigger and better. Get a few more spectators.
Man, we have to add another bloody track to our calendar this year now.
Hey, why not? Why not?
Yeah,
we love our big open wheels like that. Me and Kins, we're big fans of the high horsepower stuff like that. It's
oh look, it's that track is just so high horsepower track. It's it's pretty crazy. We talked about it earlier about the speeds they get around, and when things don't go right, things really don't go right.
Yeah, but what's inviting for me is I grew up watching some of these gentlemen race in their classes, and the opportunity a once in a lifetime type of thing to send them back behind the wheel, and they've still got it, to be honest. When I watched Phil Game racing down there at the Methanol, he was on it, at his age, and just to see that again in your lifetime for the sport of Speedway that we love, it doesn't matter what classes. You get a legends out there and create something, people are going to turn up. And I could just read the emotions on everyone that put that work in behind the scenes. It paid off. It paid off, and you can just celebrate that event,
Yeah, definitely. Everyone just went away and just, I don't know, you heard about it. When we're still hearing about it, that's how good it sort of, to finish the season the way it did was just, we couldn't have asked for better end of the season for the club.
Tickets.
Yeah, why not?
You book them in now, you end up getting be too expensive otherwise.
Oh god, bloody Kinser.
Yeah.
I can't move my big bloody mouth, but anyway. Anyway, mate, before we wrap it up here, Casey, website's all available. It's got everything I can see from here. Our people, the Kids Club, which is cool. Spectator info, race day info, race calendar, everything you need to know. Membership form, buy tickets. It's pretty well all on the website, eh?
Yeah, look, at 100%, and again, sponsors. We couldn't go and do what we do without all these sponsors, and we get a lot of sponsors, but a lot of people, donate a lot of gear for track prep, and and I'll keep going back to the volunteers. Like we couldn't do it without them. It's pretty crazy, and I say I'm there 2.5 hours for me. There's a few of us that travel, to go to committee meetings and race day meetings and stuff like that too. So, I appreciate it, and I know everyone else on the committee does too. So, yeah, looking forward to another great and fantastic year.
Okay, mate. Look, Booker and I appreciate you taking some time out to join us. We made it work in the end through bloody technology, but we got there in the end, mate. And we do thank you for sharing what's going on with your race calendar. We both look forward to catching you as part of the Rees Tour, if not somewhere else trackside soon. But yeah, thank you for your time. And, thank you to you and your committee and everyone that helps out there, especially as a destination track, the hours it takes them just to arrive to the track to prepare things for race fans out there. So we all appreciate it, mate. And again, thank you very much.
No, thanks very much for having me. And we look forward to seeing you guys and hosting you there for the. I think there's a few of them are talking about staying for a bit longer. To get around and see that Central Otago, beautiful scenery, and down to Queenstown, and hopefully not cut up too much. So you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I love Cromwell. Like I cruised in there, had a look around, and went to the big extravaganza next door as well, and everything like that. So you had a hell of a time down there. Such a lovely place, and yeah, can't wait to get my mate Books down there, mate.
Oh,
And,
mate, I'm chomping at the freaking bit. I'm just thinking in my head now how I'm going to work. How I've got to save more money because I'm going to have to go to that Methanol Masters now. So,
no, you might as well just get on the plane and come down at Christmas and New Year's too. Then,
yeah. I have been talking about moving to the South Island permanently. So,
good place, Cromwell.
yeah. Well, the temperatures will be no different to where you are now, Books, when it comes summer. Those temperatures.
Well, yeah, but someone's told me that it's a more intense heat down there in Cromwell than it is in Hawke's Bay. So, I don't know, they might have to do a bit of a weight loss program to handle that. I think I'm just thinking I might have to upgrade the fridge in my campus. I can add more beers in there for Cromwell. So,
yeah, definitely do that. Yeah,
you guys don't have or do you know, is there like a twin car thing where you can take another someone for a ride in a sprint car? Do you know anything like that down in the South Island? They used to have one.
There used to be. Yeah, there used to be one floating around. I'm not sure where it is now. Someone might be able to correct me and probably pop up on your page and tell you where it is. So, yeah, it'd be pretty cool if we could get something like that going again. Hey, be good.
Wouldn't get me in a freaking thing, kids. I tip you. I shit myself. It's like those boys in there. So watching those boys now in their super stocks and those sprint, mate. Numbers like that, the way they go around that wall that fast, like I couldn't do it. Too scary for me, man.
Oh, you'll be surprised in the old turn one and those super stocks going into that Cromwell turn, especially if we get good numbers like Pete's saying. She'll be hold on coming out of two. So.
Oh, well, we know we're going to sit there, Akins.
Hey, it's been a pleasure, mate. Thank you. Dave Thomas, you're correct. Rodney Wood had 2-1 NZs at Cromwell. Phil Burgess, 100 miles an hour. What do you got there, Thomas Scott? Who did I see pop in the Tyler Horton, Craig Roy Wilson, Kinser Booker need a bloody big pat on the back for what they've been done in the sport. Mate, thanks, Wayne. We appreciate it. Look, but we appreciate everyone that watches the show. Hey, Yams. How you going now, Ron? And I think I saw our great designer NZ in there as well. Kia ora to you, bro. So I hope you enjoyed the show. Mate, it's been a pleasure. Casey, we'll catch up with you soon and see you trackside, eh?
Yeah, no, good as. Thanks, team. And thanks for everything you're doing.
Cheers, Casey. Thank you. Have a good start to your season, mate. Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cromwell Riverside Speedway is part of the Rees Tour coming up March 2025. Looking forward to catching up with Chris and of course, Craig as well down there in the South Island, and everyone else that was spoken to as part of this
mate,
as well.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing tour. It really is. It's and of course next weekend we'll have next Wednesday night we will have. I've still got to confirm it, but I'm pretty sure we'll have Steve Leonard from Woodford Glen joining us. I've got to give him a ring tomorrow, but we're definitely going to have Peter Rees on to give us all the final things. We spoke to him today. There's a few announcements and stuff that'll come up for everybody who's interested and wants to do the Rees Tour and spectators. We'll have all that information next week on Wednesday night, as well as Jason from the Pits TV is going to come join us to talk about his upcoming season of streaming and the Rees Tour streaming. And we've also got something else we want to talk about, but we'll leave that for the night. Which is close to all of us, myself, Kins, and Jason, on what we feel about things. So we look forward to bringing that to you next week. Thanks again for joining us tonight. It's just been another great fun show, Kins. These South Island shows have been just so much fun, mate. These guys in the South, they're all great people, aren't they, really?
Yeah, you're right. Everything they do down there is just brilliant, and what they bring to for the fans who get entertained down there, during the week or weekends in this case. But mate, it's been a pleasure talking to them. Hey, thank you to all of our viewers. Again, I just want to say thank you to those who sorted out and purchased some of our shirts as well that went up this Friday. They will all close up. But thank you to everyone.
Yeah, we had good interest in that, so thanks a lot for that. All the people that have purchased, we appreciate the support.
Yeah, thanks to GARAGE16, to Aaron, and I see he's just launched a few things on his Facebook page as well, Aaron Lewis. So well done to you, mate, and credit to you and everyone that's worked behind there. But we appreciate your support of our show as well. We appreciate everyone who's watched, and big shout out to you all. Take care, enjoy yourself, and we'll see you back next Wednesday.
Have a good week and a safe weekend, and see you Wednesday next week. Fantastic. See you later. Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot, Natty.